Hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me see. Let me see who was here first. That's what I want to do. The Sussex Spotlight. Thank you so much for being here first. Hello to Mary H, Lydia Washington, Gwen Daniels, Fancy, Emerald Derrick, Rodney Jackson, Judy Matasset, and who else is here? Joyce Anderson, Adrian Burrow. Happy birthday, Ingrid Sowers. Many happy returns of the day. Okay. Reba Henderson, Esmeralda Dillon, Joyce Yvette Davis. Okay, let's get on with it. Hopefully, we won't be here more than an hour. All right. All right. So, let me see, take that away. Okay, so happy birthday to Rachel Robinson, who is 102 years old today. Rachel Robinson, widow of Jackie Robinson, and also she has the Jackie Robinson Foundation, which has been thriving and striving to help young people all these years. So 102 years old. Wow. Born in 1922, she was. And well, she's kept herself busy, hasn't she? Let me see here. I could do better than that. We'll just do a little brief. There we go. Is an American former professor and registered nurse. She is the widow of professional baseball player Jackie Robinson. After her husband's death, she founded the Jackie Robinson Foundation. Let me see. Oh, her middle name is Isum. Okay, Rachel. No, that was her last name. Isum. Was born in Pasadena, California. She really is the little old lady from Pasadena, and attended the Mutual Arts High School in Los Angeles, California, and the University of California, Los Angeles. Let me see here. Jackie Robinson. Oh, she met and married him in 1941. Wow, she's had a busy life. Let me see, awards and honors. She won the UCLA medal, lifetime achievement. And what else? National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Equitable Life, Black Achievers Award, Associated Black Charities, Black History Maker Award. Okay. Oh, she currently resides on a 60-acre farm in Salem, Connecticut. How about that? Wow. What a life well lived. 102 years old today. Oh, yeah, and the Medal of Freedom. She did get that too. Thank you. I think I skipped over that. Okay. How did I miss that? And I still don't see it. Do you remember which president gave it to her? Oh, well. The thing is, let me see. I'll find it. Medal of Freedom. Who presented that one? Oh, looks like it was W. Well, she got something from Reagan. Then she got something from W. Yeah, I think it was W. George Bush gave her the Medal of Freedom. Okay. Well, did you all know that Jackie Robinson, he was a Republican, but I won't hold that against him. He was a Republican. Oh, here's her awards on display right here. Jackie Robinson. Oh, those are Jackie Robinson's awards, not hers. Okay. Anyway, it's her birthday. Let me see. What happened? I burst out crying, Reba Henderson, in the middle of the night at 4:30 in the morning. Oh my goodness, what happened? What did I miss? Okay. All right. Well, I better keep moving, but whatever it is, I hope everything's okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's move on, shall we? Oh, there's a collage of Rachel Robinson there on the left side, and on the right side, in earlier days. Wow, what a nice, lovely home. That is a beautiful home. Oh, yeah, they were living good, right? Okay, moving on. Meghan Markle was in her element making new Netflix show. All the details about her lifestyle series. Well, let me see here. I will probably make a video. I'll probably make a video, but briefly, that's the wrap. Meghan Markle has finished filming her new Netflix show. Life and Style Can Reveal, that's the name of the magazine. And the buzz is it turned out royally well. The lifestyle series will, in essence, be a bigger version of her blog, The Tig, and explore everything from cooking and gardening to entertaining and friendship. I like that. So far, they're saying everything went very well. Megan really enjoyed being back in front of the camera. A source says remember it's a source, of the former actress, she was totally in her element, demonstrating her skills in the kitchen and sharing tips on how to be the perfect hostess. Okay, so actually, does it have any more to it? Well, it kind of cuts short there. It's not much of an article, is it? Do you have to get through a paywall to see the rest of it? Oh, yeah, it just kind of cuts off there. Well, it wasn't much of an article, so nothing to make. Let me see here. Yeah, that kind of drops you off the cliff abruptly. Oh, all right. Well, there you go. I don't have to make a video for it. There's it is. They said everything went well. She was in her element, and we just have to wait to see it. So I'm sure they're in the editorial process, but I guess this fall we'll have to wait for it. And I'm looking forward to it. Sounds exciting. So this has been getting a lot of mileage today. While he isn't going anywhere just yet, we've got the Invictus Game 25 to look forward to. Our CEO, Dominic Reid, OBE, shares his intention to step down as CEO after a decade in the role. So he will be around for the 2025 games. Thank you, Dominic, for a decade of relentless service to the Invictus Games Foundation. What a journey it has been, and how fortunate we are to work with such an incredible community of people. Yeah, that is beautiful. What a beautiful thing. To be able to be in service of humanity and help other people like that, that is very endearing. Hello, Nubian Queen. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Oh, and these are the words of Prince Harry. Okay, let me make that bigger so I might be able to see it. Okay, where are we? 10 years on from the inception of the Invictus Games, we proudly stand as a community of 23 nations spanning every continent, fulfilling our mission to saving and changing lives. I am immensely grateful to my friend Dominic, whose dedication and leadership transformed the Invictus Games from an ambitious idea to an internationally recognized movement. His tireless efforts over the past decade have supported thousands of wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans through sports rehabilitation, helping to showcase their unparalleled strength and contribution to society. Thank you, Dominic, for a decade of relentless service to the Invictus Games Foundation. What a journey it has been, and how fortunate we are to work with such an incredible community of people. We pray we don't need these games for another 10 years, but thanks to you, the team and our future CEO will be ready. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, patron of the Invictus Games Foundation. Founder and patron of the Invictus Games Foundation. I'm just saying. Not the biggest deal in the world, but y'all know what people have been trying to do. Oh, I have a soundbite for you. I do. So let me get that queued up, and you can hear the words of Dominic Reid yourself. Ooh, something. I think I got bit by a mosquito. Okay. And all right, I am ready. Here goes, Dominic.
Absolutely fantastic about Invictus is that we're not commemorating something that's past. We're not allowing people to get to the end of their lives and then marking it. We are actually delivering real-time help to improve people's lives and to get them back into the best possible shape they can be. Now, you can't fix everything, but we're doing real stuff in real time, and it's been a colossal privilege to do that because I've seen so many people benefit from it, and I've made so many friends. It's a remarkable thing that Prince Harry set up, and it captured the public imagination at exactly the right time, and it's taken off internationally. It's had a colossal global effect.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's had a colossal global effect. Okay. As my chair cries out in pain. You know, I still haven't put that other chair together yet. It's still in the box. I've put a lamp on top of the box. That's how long it's been in the box. There is a lamp and a Vornado fan sitting on there. There's a lamp and a Vornado fan sitting on top of that box. That's how long it's been there. I think I'm going to put like a nice little cover over it. That box has become a piece of furniture. Yep. Got a little chair next to it and everything. Okay. Royal biographer Omid Scobie's novel about palace staff is being adapted for TV. Royal Spin will go inside the frenzied world of the Buckingham Palace press office. So, this is the other thing that has been getting some mileage is that people have been discussing Omid Scobie's new career move. Well, we know that he's been in the United States, that he's been spending a lot of time on the West Coast. And it's amazing that as much as they try to claim that they have all these sources out there, nobody seemed to be aware of Omid's movements, who he's been talking to or anything. They haven't even speculated about it because they had no knowledge. There are no leaks in Montecito. Let me just say that. Oh, my bell is, there we go. There are no leaks in Montecito. So they have been oblivious to all of the things that Omid has been doing. But he's made a nice deal for himself. And dare I say, when it comes to anyone from the Royal Rota or the Royal Reporters, he may actually, I think he may make a heck of a lot more money than the rest of them. Now, I'm trying to think, have any of them been responsible for a made for TV movie or TV series? I cannot think of one. I mean, yes, some of them has, worked as consultants and such. But this is not just a pilot, but this is a series that is going into production. He is going to be the let me see, who's the lady from Grey's Anatomy? He's going to be that of the Royal Reporters. This is huge. And there's no shortage of interest in that institution. So I would say it's a very wise career move. And just remember, the Royal Reporters, my voice is really bad today. The Royal Reporters, they have done an incredible job of trying to prove that everyone is in love with the royal family and that everyone is invested in their success, right? And that the Sussexes are so unpopular because they have gone against the grain. But the truth is, there's a lot of people who love to see wealthy, rich people fail. Like, for instance, these soap operas. Remember the nighttime soaps? The Misery of the Carringtons, or the Ewing family, or the Cobies, or whoever else was on there. People love to see that stuff. Erica Kane on All My Children. People love to see her in misery. They love to see strife and all that kind of stuff in their lives. And this idea that people are invested in the royal family's success, nothing could be further from the truth. People want to see rich people go through it. It's really only interesting when it happens to rich people because nothing bad is supposed to happen to the wealthy. It's not so interesting when it's, so-and-so up the street. That's not entertaining. That's pretty sad. Too close to home, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Omid is sitting on top of a gold mine. Okay, let me look at some of your comments over here. Hello, B. Thomas. Wait, condolences for who? What did I miss? Oh, let me go back here. What did I miss? Okay, let me go back a little bit further. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's right, 6 years. Oh my goodness, definitely we'll be praying. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I had an uncle that died from that. It was very I think he suffered a lot. And that was some years ago, but he suffered a lot. That's all I remember from that. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I remember going to the hospital. I don't know if he was conscious or not. I don't think he was, but I just sat with him and I talked to him. It was at that point it was all I could do. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Just got home a little while ago. Well, I'm glad you're here with us and thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. Thank you so much, Hope's Garden. Thank you, Emerald. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, of course, Endgame, Finding Freedom, right? Those two. And those are the, okay, one of these is the one who co wrote the book. And then that book is being turned into a script. Well, anyway, I made a video about it. So I won't play the video, but I did make a video about all of that stuff. Okay. Oh, check this out. I covered up this innocent person's name because you know what's likely to happen, right? So I covered up the name, but it says here, I just helped Meghan Markle buy plants at the nursery I work at. Had no idea who she was until my manager told me who it was, and I still didn't know until I looked it up. Laugh out loud. She was actually very nice. How about that? How about that? Not putting on any airs or anything like that. Just like anybody else, Megan went to the nursery, which is what they call the greenhouse, the plant store and everything. And she went and bought some plants or flowers or whatever. And this kid had no idea who he had just waited on. And look at there. Um, Lives in Santa Barbara, a very godly person who lives in Santa Barbara, which of course is the county where Montecito is located. So I'm going to say this seems very authentic. Now, how the particular how a particular squatty found this and shared it with everyone, I have no idea, but I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. And as you can see, I didn't follow this person because I don't want to lead anybody to their account. But how sweet is that? And already 48,000, almost 49,000 views. 49,000 views for a person who has less than 500 followers. I bet you that's the most views that they've ever gotten out of anything they posted on Twitter.
Hey girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
I hope Afro Annie was listening. I hope she was listening, because if she wasn't, she better. Now, Nina Simone said, sit down. I think it's best to sit down. Do you know that she was out again today? Princess Anne visiting Worcestershire. Is it Worcester? Anyway, she went to visit a hospital. She is opening a new emergency department only 4 weeks after her own encounter with emergency services. I thought she was supposed to rest the rest of the summer. What happened to, well, wait.
Hey girl, sit down.
I thought she was supposed to sit down. Why is she up and about going to visit hospitals? It is time to relax, Afro Annie. Let somebody else do the work. William probably was begging her to get back out there, as they said yesterday. It's too soon. She had a head injury, has a head injury. It is too soon. Those things can be really, really tricky. And I'm going to tell you why. I, the other day, decided to look into Tina Marie, one of my favorite singers, Tina Marie. I didn't know that she had suffered a concussion because while visiting a hotel, a very large work of art, a painting, a print, whatever it was, fell off of the wall and hit her in the head. Now, she had never had seizures before that. But guess what? She started having seizures. And to this day, her passing has been deemed natural causes. In other words, they don't really know. They don't really know. They tend to believe that it was related. The common belief is that it was related to that head injury. She's not out of danger yet. She really needs to, what was it again, Nina? Say again.
Sit down. Sit down.
She needs to sit down. It's time to sit down. Let me see. Well, they said she's opening a new emergency ward. So, I don't know. They know better than I do, but she probably needs to take it easy. I mean, she's 77 years old. 77. Myra said, I ain't buying that. I am not buying that. You might be right. You might very well be right. Oh, really? I visited the South Fork set in 2007 for the nighttime soap Dallas. My aunt, who lives in Plano, Texas, took me there. Now, you know what? I never got into Dallas. I was a huge fan. Hey, Royal Reed. I was a huge fan of Dynasty, as they say in the UK. Love Dynasty, but never got into the Dallas. Yes, Natasha Richards. She was skiing and she thought she was okay, and she wasn't. And I don't think she had got knocked unconscious, did she? But she thought she was okay, and she wasn't. So All I can say is,
Hey, girl, sit down.
better sit down. Sit down. But there she is out there working as though nothing has happened. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, we saw her with a black eye, but she's not going to let that deter her. Oh, you think they might have tried to pull that paycheck? Yeah, she better get on out there then. She better get on out there. She's got grandchildren. Yeah. No, but seriously, she needs to sit down somewhere. So Princess Anne pulls out of public duties amid her recovery from injury after horse incident. They just took her back off of public duty, and within a day, she's back on public duty. What could I say? We tried to tell her. Now, Anne Boleyn, our beloved Anne Boleyn, says, I'll never understand how the British media has somehow managed to convince a large portion of the British public to believe that Harry and Meghan, royals who want to work, make their own money, are grifters in the British royal family. Are the grifters in the British royal family. It's called rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Because they have gone to so much effort to put out these false narratives day after day after day. At some point, people who don't really follow these things are going to see things pop up on their phone. Like, for instance, my aunt all the time says, what is this about they said something about a bully? And this is after the whole thing had been put to bed. But they literally have convinced a lot of open-minded people who don't care one way or the other that Meghan is this angry, possessive person who has been so driven, and she's never seen a red carpet that she didn't walk on, and it just goes on and on and on. It is so difficult to disprove a negative. So this idea that Harry and Meghan, all they do is they wake up in the morning thinking about, how much money can I get if I do this? How much money can I get if I do that? Not that you won't hear a mention of how much money that they've given away in the same paragraph or the same article. There's no mention of that. They do that separately, only to remind you that they live in a mansion that costs X amount of dollars. They got 16 bathrooms and a string of Peloponnes. All of those things. They will remind you of those things, but never in the same conversation. Just like the big lie that they told that Harry and Meghan have lost money. Their charity, their foundation has lost money only because they did not contribute as much money as they had the year before, a foundation that was established during the height of a global pandemic. They're fortunate to be able to have a foundation, to have gotten it off the ground at a time when there was so much uncertainty. But they will never give them the credit for having established a foundation, let alone the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. What it's been over Harry's book. Didn't he give like $1 million, $2 million to Santa Ballet through their foundation? Immediately after establishing the foundation, they put the brakes on. They made sure that they were very deliberate about how they donated money, but they have continually put money, financed the causes that have been near and dear to them, and they have partnered with other agencies to help. No credit for that. It's so much easier, and I guess interesting, to portray them as greedy, that they have no friends. Nobody wants to work with them. That is the day-to-day narrative. And the sad thing is, there are a lot of people that will believe that because it's negative. And that's what people tend to hang on to, is the negative stuff. So all you could do is continue your work and try to make connections with real people, not a bunch of gossips and haters. And then, of course, there's always someone who says, well, you know what? They need to do an interview. They should have a press conference. They need to say this and this. That doesn't work. That doesn't work, because then they will accuse you of bragging, that you're being combative. The best approach is to be consistent. Consistently do what you do best. And in the long run, that's what people will remember you for. Not the hateful things that people have said, but they will remember you for being consistently positive and hardworking. There's not a lot you can do about the tabloids. The tabloids, they operate with impunity. They do what they do as though they are saving the world rather than slowly eroding the values of their readers or followers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're self-sufficient. They're self-sufficient. And if you ask me, when Harry wrote that book was after 2 years of vicious attacks. 2 years of vicious attacks. They went from March of 2020 to March of 2021. They had not said anything to anybody. The attacks continued, the leaking and the briefing, not only from the tabloid media and the courtiers, but from his own family. So we'll do the Oprah Winfrey interview. It's time for us to push back. We'll tell our story. And they did. And that only made things worse, because 2 days before the interview, when they didn't know what was going to be said, they decided to preempt whatever a possible attack. They thought Harry and Meghan were out to get them because they knew they had done some terrible things. And so they didn't want you to think about the terrible things that the royal family has done. We want you to believe that Meghan was this angry Black woman, this bully from America who wanted everything done in those very Hollywood ways. And guess what? There were a lot of people who believed that. Yeah, there were a lot of people who believed that. And no matter how many people that has known Meghan, worked with Meghan, has spent time with Meghan, has benefited from Meghan's kindness, it didn't matter. Don't believe those people. They're Americans. They're in on it too. They're probably bullies too. Believe us, the royal reporters. Yeah, don't believe them. We have people inside the palace. We know what we're talking about. And we know because the palace phoned us and told us. That's how we know. Someone from the press office alerted us. Jason. Oh, excuse me, my sinuses. Jason. Uh, sorry, y'all. Let me drink some water. There we go. Assignment case. Oh, my allergies. Whew, this always happens. Assignment case. Anyway, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? I was talking about the leaks and the briefs. That's what I was talking about. Leaking and briefing against the Sussexes. So it is damaging. It is very damaging. And to pretend otherwise is not helpful. It has been a lot of damage done. It's been very unfair. It's been grossly unfair. Now, that being said, um, thank God for Omid Scobie's book, Endgame. Endgame did not even say as much as it has revealed. The book didn't reveal a whole lot, but what it's done is it's brought a critical eye to that institution, something that they have been able to avoid for a long time. It has exposed that institution because, listen, as much as they love to say that Harry and Meghan are not popular, they're just not as loved. Guess who else is not as popular and not as loved? Do you want to know? I'll tell you. Let me bring it up here. They used to have a term, mutual assured destruction. They called it MAD. Mutual assured destruction. And that is when you give back to your enemy what they have tried to do to you. And so, just by Harry telling the truth and exposing their lies, has created so much doubt about that institution. And then they went on that Caribbean tour, racist. They went, oh, what else did they do? Um, oh, yeah. And of course, Camilla and, well, anyway, I don't have to go through all of that. The royal family has had a reputation as being a very racist institution, and they have done absolutely nothing to make people believe otherwise. So they're not singing a sad song about how bad they're doing right now. But remember, after Endgame came out, that institution's popularity had gone down to 48%. Thank you, Omid Scobie. Let me know if you need a kidney. You'll be up pissing all night, but I might be able to help. They'd have to dust them off, but I might be able to help you. I'll do whatever I can to help. But yeah, that book has done some damage, I say. Lots of damage. And it wasn't just the book, there were other things. There was this creature, he didn't help. And of course, Hoghead Pierce Morgan. It was the way they treated the Sussexes during the Queen's funeral. They did a lot of things to bury themselves. Those calls from inside the house, all of that. They have done a lot of damage to themselves. They really have. So they have been getting there. So I want you all to take this away with you. They have done some damage. They have done some damage, but they have also been damaged in the process. They have been very damaged in the process. And Harry didn't have to lie. All he had to do was tell the truth. He didn't even tell the whole story. He didn't even tell the whole story. But when there is a mass gathering of people for that family, let me see, the biggest crowd they've had since the coronation was Trooping the Colors. And it wasn't much of a crowd. It wasn't even a crowd. It was so thin, right? William goes places, there's nobody there. Kate has been booed. Kate has been booed. You only see a bunch of children with their families. That's the enthusiastic turnout that they get from this place to that place. Not a natural, organic crowd of people. Those days are over. So they are suffering. Their images are suffering. And as long as they keep sending their those royal rotas and such out to attack, that was so 1990s. That worked with Diana. We didn't have social media, but those days are gone. You have well-wishers, young people, the Sussex squad. There's a lot of people that have been defending them. And it really looked bad for them when you had mainstream American media people laughing at the royal family. They laughed at them so hard, Kate got cancer. They laughed so hard, Kate got cancer. That's how hard people were laughing. It brought out the cancer diagnosis. Not gave it, but that's how we found out about it. They have been in such a low that Charles and Kate announced surgery on the same day. They were at such a low by Christmas. And I know the Royal Road try to make you believe otherwise, but it's just not true. Those people are at an all-time low. It was never this bad when the Queen was alive. Never. Megan's Jammin says, after this past election, is Simon Case out of a job? I thought he already stepped down, to be honest with you. I thought he had stepped down already. So yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not sure. But I tell you what, I'll try to find out. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Lady T says, hey, MSG, what is that? Is that a message to the royal family? Oh, yeah. Maybe you should stop copying Harry and Meghan clothing style. Instead, copy their work ethic, right? you may not only learn something, but gain something worthwhile. Grifting welfare recipients. Thank you very much, Lady T. And that is wise advice for them. That is very wise advice. You know what? I think I see what bit me. I do. It's the tiniest little, whatever this is buzzing around me. I can see what bit me. If you hear like a crashing sound, then that means I see it again. Okay. Because this is war, baby. You don't bite me. Got my arm itching. Little tiny thing. Let me see. Omid's book hurt the Harry and Meghan because the toxic presence attached that book to. Well, E.B. Lynn, that may very well be true, but it's also very necessary. It was very necessary because they were not going to leave them alone either way. They were never going to leave them alone. They're not ever going to leave them alone because it is an alternative universe. And no matter what happens, Harry is going to be a poster child for that family. This is what happens when you leave the firm. So I'm sorry. I can understand what you're saying, but I don't see anything wrong with that book. I don't see anything wrong with it because when they took their security away, when they took the royal protection away, what do you think they were trying to do at that point? The biggest protection they have is the truth. The truth. That's the only protection they have is the truth. Whether it's Harry's truth or whether it's whatever in between the line truth that came out in Endgame. Endgame exposed that institution in a way that they haven't really felt in a long time. I'm glad for it. Can't wait for this TV series. I hope it doesn't let me down. Because look at the advantage that the royal family has had. The Crown, one of the biggest things ever streamed on Netflix. The Crown. That was to the advantage of the institution. That has made them even more infamous than they were before. People look at the Crown and they assume that it's true. And along comes Omid Scobie with Endgame with an alternative version of certain events. There's Omid Scobie sitting in court saying, oh yeah, I've seen Hoghead Pierce Morgan do X, Y, Z. In the short term, things may not seem so rosy, but in the long term, it was necessary. And I think it is going to prove to be very helpful. Yes, absolutely. Instead of Harry and a few other people saying it, did you see the way they attacked Omid Scobie? Omid Scobie has been threatened in so many ways that we will never hear about. And whether that was his intention to do this or to do that, the point is it's an alternative to the narrative that the royal family had put out there. And I'm just not going to ever see that as being necessarily a terrible thing. I can't. Yeah. Thank you, Myra. If I was in Harry's position and somebody took away my security, right? Which is the exact same thing they did to his mother. The truth is the only thing that protects them. Diana didn't really get a fair chance of telling her truth. Everything was very covert when she told her truth. But this way, you can hear directly from the parties that are affected. Just like if Meghan hadn't said anything about those children's birthright, what do you think they were planning to do? That whispering campaign about the baby's skin color, how will that look? And by the way, no titles. They were saying what they intended to do. They're telling you this is what we're going to do. And but for Meghan telling the truth, it would have been done. I believe the intentions was to say nothing and then to very discreetly just sign it away when nobody was looking. They didn't get the luxury of it. They were not afforded the opportunity because it was laid out. So again, the producers, that is what they're doing. They make their money. Well, one of their streams of income is as Hollywood producers. That's how they intend to create their generational wealth. Also, they have shrewdly invested in other things. Harry has several jobs himself. Meghan has just started this lifestyle. She's continuing her TIG. She's expanded upon it. Just think how much experience the TIG has given her already. She's been an entrepreneur. She's developed products. Now she's going on to the next big step, the next level, and she's more than prepared for it. And they just don't want them to be successful. Episcopal bishop who preached at wedding of Prince Harry to preside at Mississippi ordination. Bishop of the Episcopal Church, Michael Curry, presides over ceremony. So what's happening here is that Dorothy Saunders, is it? Dorothy Saunders Wells will make history on Saturday as the first woman and first Black person to become the Episcopal Bishop of Mississippi. Presiding bishop and primate of the Episcopal Church in the United States, Michael Curry, known for delivering the famous sermon on the power of love at the wedding of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, arrived in Mississippi on Friday ahead of the ordination and consecration of Reverend Wells that he will preside over. I am still really filled with awe that God has called me to this ministry, Wells said on Friday. One day before she goes from bishop elect to Bishop of Mississippi, Wells said she has been doing a lot of traveling within the diocese and already begun forming relationships with religious leaders and constituents. For Wells, this moment is both historic and personal. My grandfather, I'm told, never learned to read or write, but he understood the significance of education for his family, Wells said. When there was no school for his daughter, Wells' grandmother, to attend, he built a school on his land to make sure everyone in the community can get an education. He gets a bell for that. He gets a bell for that. Yeah, we can't cover those things that's happening in Leeds because it's more important that we talk about whether or not Meghan and Harry are happy with their lives in Montecito. That's more important. Riots in Leeds? No. How many bathrooms the Sussexes have? Vitally important to the security of the United Kingdom. Very important. Bum, bum, bum. This is what happens. Now, anybody who's toying with the fact that you feel more conservative these days, before you take that big leap, look at what happens to people who have gone conservative. Look at what happens. Your face fills with a foreign substance that causes you to look like a puppet. You begin to look like a waxwork. You start looking like something that Madame Tussauds threw out. Yes, if you want to look like a waxwork, become a Republican. Guilfoyle, Gates, if that's not a cautionary tale, I don't know what is these days. Lunch at Mar-a-Lago. That's what a lunch looks like at Mar-a-Lago. If you want to have a luncheon in Mar-a-Lago, it is vitally important that you get as much silicone as possible. Yes, you have to overdo it. If you haven't hyperextended your lips, then you are not welcome. And take a look over there on the left side, speaking of waxworks. That is, I mean, look at how attractive she used to be. Look at how attractive Guilfoyle used to be. Beautiful. Why did she do that? Why? I mean, her hair was big enough. Why would you do that? Now, I don't think you've seen enough yet. That is Don Jr.'s girlfriend. Did they get married? I don't know. But the very goth eyeshadow and eyeliner, I just don't get that. Don't you want people to know if you have an expression on your face? That is terrifying. Is that somebody's mother? Frightening. Absolutely frightening. Well, you know, the more famous some people get, the more mannequin-like they become. See what I mean? If we can build this dream together, stay not whatever, nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world falls down around us, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Nothing gonna stop us now. Whoa. Yes, the mannequins. Let me see here. What's that? William did Harry's exact speech? Really? I did not hear that. Interesting. I got the biggest brain. Nobody has a brain bigger than mine. This is what he acts like. Really, really. Beneath all of that orange makeup and everything, there is a very childish senior citizen beneath all of that. Yes, a very childish senior citizen. He's probably not even that tall. His ego is so big, it just makes him seem tall. Congratulations to is that retired SFC special something Elizabeth Marks for making the 2024 Team USA swimming roster for the Paralympics in Paris. She made her Paralympic debut in Rio 2016, where she set the world record of 1.28.13 seconds. I'm sorry. Yeah. A minute and a half on her way to the goal. Oh my goodness, Sheila Jackson Lee? Oh, that is terrible. Let me see here. Oh, I love her. 74 years old. Longtime Congresswoman served the public for more than 30 years. Last month, she announced she was fighting pancreatic cancer. With incredible grief for, okay, yeah. It says here, this is from the family. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee died at 74. Her family announced Friday night. With incredible grief for our loss, yet deep gratitude for the life she shared with us, we announced the passing of United States Representative Sheila Jackson Lee of the 18th Congressional District of Texas. And that is a statement from her family. Local, national, and international humanitarian. She was acknowledged worldwide for her courageous fight for racial justice, criminal justice, and human rights, with a special emphasis on women and children. A statement for her. Anyway, let me find a photo of her and put it up for you all. Oh, and thank you so much for that. Lydia, thank you very much. Let me see. Okay. Okay. I will go with her, one of her official congressional photos. Oh, there she is doing a selfie. Let me see. How long ago was this? Oh my goodness, she's riding a motorcycle. Well, at least she's sitting on somebody's motorcycle. Oh, wow. She just took a photo with Biden for the State of the Union. Oh, wow. I'm on her Instagram right now. Okay, this is a statement from her family. She says, I stand unapologetically with Joe Biden. Let me see here. Okay, I found a good photo. I'll share this one with you. Okay. Yeah, I liked her. She used to give the Bush administration the what for. Okay. All right. Photo coming up. That's a good picture right there. Oh, she was born in New York? Okay. I didn't know that. There you go. Okay. Service and sisterhood. Oh, really? She had ran for mayor of Houston. Well, that is very sad. Yeah, she was quite the fighter. Quite the fighter. So, again, today, they have been trying to elevate the importance of that institution and, of course, trying to get more sympathy for the royal family, in particular, Kate Middleton. So, I hope, no, you know what? I hope they do. I hope that they decide that Kate needs to stay in seclusion because there has been so many threats that she has to stay in seclusion. If they do that, then they're going to have people laughing at them again because first of all, we know that it's the Sussexes that have been living with threats. The rest of the people in that family, little or no threats whatsoever to them. Kate has a ring of security, as does the rest of her family. They have a ring of security and they're quite safe. And so they don't specify that this person has anything against Kate, but that's just that a lot of people search royal family stuff. That is not a shock unless they produce something that says Kate Middleton was under threat. I just don't believe it. And even if they do produce something like that, I still don't believe it. This is so far fetched. So far fetched. I don't buy it. It's a distraction. It is a ploy by the tabloids to try to make that institution, to make people, members of that family, seem so much more important than they really are. Nobody's after her. Nobody is after her. I hope so, Adrian. I hope so. Her and the rest of that riffraff family of hers. I hope so. Those social climbing Middletons. Charles is losing his mind, and now more people are talking about it. Now he has definitely drawn attention to himself that he probably would want to avoid under normal circumstances. He has been known as a bit of a hothead lately. As a matter of fact, the Daily Beast has an article about it, about Charles and his notorious temper. The very temperamental Charles III, formerly Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales. Cray cray. Cray cray. Can you say cray cray? Oh, this attention seeking old man, this insecure, fragile old man is in dire need of attention. That little episode with those kids the other day, that was pathetic. The rumor started, keen student of the Windsor will recall, with a leaky pen in September 2022, shortly after King Charles III ascended the throne after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. He was signing the visitor's book at Hillsborough Castle in Northern Ireland when he encountered a particularly troublesome pen. Oh, God, I hate this. The newly minted monarch exclaimed as he handed the pen over to his wife, Queen Camilla, the Queen Consort. I can't bear this bloody thing. Oh, they do this every stinking time. Charles and the exploding pen. Now, if you ask me, that was funny. Charles and the amazing exploding pen. It was like some type of cartoon or something. You know how in the cartoons when they hand somebody a stick of dynamite? Well, in this case, they handed the new sovereign an exploding ink pen. Oh, it's gone everywhere. Oh, I hate. Oh my God. It's just so ghastly. It's just absolutely ghastly. And then Camilla with her co-signing, yeah, it's gone everywhere. Instead of trying to neutralize it, she's encouraging his meltdown. I love that picture, by the way. That is too funny. I didn't do that. That's from the magazine, but that is too funny. And then, of course, Charles and Camilla were rushed to safety hours after the Trump thing. And let me see, the mysterious person on a nearby. Yeah, they said the security spotted a mysterious person on a nearby roof. Prove it. Prove it. Have we seen any photos yet? Prove it. Have we seen a video? Prove it. They just want sympathy. This family just wants sympathy. And once again, the two people that were accused of being racist are the same two people that had to have surgery, are the same two people that didn't have cancer, are the same two people that do have cancer, are the same two people that has been threatened. Right? You got this one here. I guess he had it in for people wearing purple. And then, of course, Charles, why didn't they go into a panic when Egg Boy was throwing eggs all over the place? Baby, bye. You either safe or you're not. It ain't the first time something has happened. What about that day when the state Bentley was attacked on the way to the Royal Variety Show? I remember that. Camilla sitting in the back seat, all looking like she about to lay an egg. Charles, Charles, Charles. Remember that? Camilla sitting in the back of the car, looking like she about to lay an egg. Charles, Charles, looking just like a chicken. So if they survive that, chances are wasn't nothing gonna happen to them. They just want people to believe that they were in peril. Oh, we saw somebody on the rooftop. Did you? Did you, girl? There was somebody on your roof too. Come on now. Oh, they saw someone on. They ain't see nobody on no doggone roof. They just saying that for attention. People don't have enough respect for them to want to do anything to them. They're not a threat to anybody. Hell, they ain't gonna be around that long. They're gonna run them out of power in due time. So why do something to somebody when all you got to do is just wait? They'll be gone soon enough. I guarantee you, they'll be gone soon enough. Don't do anything. Just wait. They'll be gone. Charles? Oh, yeah. She was about to crap her pants. I'm telling you. She was about to crap her pants. She was so frightened. And that look she had on her face. Oh, that look she had on her face. I'm trying to find the slide. Let me see. Let me find that slide. Oh, God, Camilla, they're stoning the car. Mummy's going to have a fit. Let me see. Variety. Oh, there it is right there. There it is. Okay. Look at there. Look at her in the back seat there. Charles, Charles. Oh. Charles. I mean, it looks like she got up and there was like an ostrich egg in that seat. I wouldn't have been surprised if she wouldn't have dropped the deuce that day. And the thing is, like other rich, wealthy people that know everything, the driver was trying to take an alternative route. But Charles, why are you going that way? We ought to. And the driver was, trying to tell them, but Charles wouldn't hear of it. And so they went the way that Charles wanted to go, right into a crowd of protesters. Right into the crowd of protesters. And you can see right there, they smashed one of the windows. Let me tell y'all something. They were not just playing around. They were trying to get to them. They were literally trying to get to them. So their hold on power is not as secure as they like you to believe. And that's why they ran the other day. They saw a chimney on the roof and mistook it as a person and got that old fossil up out of there. They grabbed that old fossil by the bone and got her up out of there. Buck, 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 Charles, Charles, buck, 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 Charles. Could you imagine if the Queen got inside of the state mentally? Oh dear, what's that smell? Philip? Philip, what is that smell? Oh, Mummy, Camilla had an accident. Oh, man. Bullying those little children. In public, King Charles tries to remain cool, calm, and collected, but there are certain occasions when his terrible temper gets the best of him. Well, sure, he can run those people around if he want to, but that's because he, let's face it, he got a bunch of yes people around him. He's never had to really face, you know, a fully independent adult. Most people that surround him are on the payroll, so he talked to them any kind of way. And Cold War Steve, who's known for his very interesting takes on contemporary events, you can see that he has placed Liz Truss and Nigel Farage at the Republican convention. Now, I know Liz Truss was there. I don't know about Nigel Farage, but I know Liz Truss was there. And as you can see, they are wearing their badge of honor, the ear patch. And is it just me, or has that bandage moved from one side of Trump's head to the other? I'm just asking because I thought it was his right ear, but it seems like some of those pictures, it was on the left ear. So I don't know. But better to leave it alone because that bandage might be the only thing that's been able to hold his head together for some time. And of course, Liz Truss. I'm so sorry she's not the prime minister because I was having so much fun. She was good for a joke or two, wasn't she? Coming in there looking like children of the corn. I mean to tell you, that was one wacky broad there. Yep, as soon as I saw her, the first thing that came to mind were children of the corn. There were all kind of memes, all kind of memes. But you know what my all-time favorite is, right? It was this one. Marky P recited the line from Thriller. Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. When somebody is so weird looking that the first thing that comes to mind is Vincent Price doing his what do you call it? His little rap on the his little poem on the Thriller music video. When that happens, that lets you know how weird a person is. He literally looked at her and started thinking of Thriller. That one floored me. I'm telling you, that floored me. Now, here's a oldie but goodie, The Royal Wedding. There was an artist Let me see. I can show you who he is. Right there. Oh yeah, like I could see that. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Let me see what I could do about that. Yeah, that's still pretty bad. Well, anyway, someone made this in preparation. Oh yeah, that's bad for the 2018 wedding, and that's the artist right there, whatever his name is. I can't see that, but yeah, that was in time for the wedding. I think he's really captured their spirit. That is beautiful. Yeah, I have to say, I rather like that. Hmm. Oh, I know how I could find it. Give me a second, you guys. Let me a second. I know how I can find it. Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. Okay. Indian artist, uh, what is that? Jagdat Singh Rubal gives final touch on a painting of Britain's royal couple, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, which he plans to send as a wedding gift to the couple from Amritsar, on May 18th, 2018. In Amritsar, India, the royal wedding is set to take place on May 19th at England's Windsor Castle, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, there you go. That is what they said about it at the time. Take a look there, you guys. By the way, I'm almost done. Take a look there. Do you see that? Does anybody know what they're mowing? What type of terrain are they mowing? What type of loose, random, rotting vegetation is being trimmed away in this photo? Does anybody know? I'll give you a second. Yes, Antoinette Kennedy. It is Willie Leaks, the Prince of Wales in profile against the Welsh skies today. That is a photo by Chris Jackson. I don't know what Chris Jackson was thinking when he took that photograph, but some clever, humorous, intrepid person on the interweb decided, you know what, this I can't resist. Let me throw a lawnmower and a lawn care expert in there. How funny is that? I love it. Yeah, I am sorry for the people who lost money because there are already so many people who were suffering under those um, Tories. And the last thing you needed was for somebody to come in there and make things worse, which she managed to do. Yeah, got to get those loose hairs. That is too cute, though. I thought that was hilarious when I saw it. Okay, but you know what? He can get one of those man units. He can go and get himself a man unit and slap that on there. He would still look very goofy, but I don't know. He could do like Steve Harvey and get one of those man units. I'm reading a book called Quick Money for Dummies by Robin Banks. Get it? Robin Banks, Quick Money for Dummies. I'll let that sink in. Okay. So let me see. What can we do to stop living in fear? What can we do to stop living in fear, you guys? I'm always talking about this, so this should come easy for you. Turn it off. Turn it off. You'll find that you're not as afraid. You'll find that your disposition is a lot better. You're not as angry and anxious. If something really terrible happens, trust me, you'll hear about it. But the media needs for us to be afraid. The media is like an abusive boyfriend. They are gaslighting us to believe in gloom and doom, and everything is everything. And what are we going to do? And we're going to keep living. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on keeping on. We're going to do as we've always done, as our ancestors have had to do. The reason why you're here right now is not because of weakness, it's because of the strength of your ancestors, whomever they were. That's why you're here. Never forget that. And so whilst you're here, don't force yourself to live in fear. You're strong. And you're stronger than that. You can resist this abusive cycle. Oh, and you know, the polls say this, the polls say that. Don't pay attention to it. The only polls that matter is election day. And all of the media, they lie. Remember how they went on and on about Hillary's emails? And then after the election, nothing else was said about it, not a whisper, because it was nothing to begin with. Nothing. Franklin Roosevelt, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And that is still true today. So turn it off. Nash Singhvi, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And here's some beautiful art for you to enjoy on your way out today. Oh, that's gorgeous. It almost looks three-dimensional, like you could just step inside of the image. Very beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now we're closing out the day. Here's another lovely piece of art. This photograph right here. I love this. It's so tranquil. It's so majestic. So beautiful. Yeah, I love that. See how calm and relaxed you are right now? Art has a way of relaxing you and calming you down and seeing the beauty of what's around us or what's possible. That's what art is supposed to do. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. I just be grabbing stuff off the interweb. Now, speaking of art, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about is Florence, Italy. Now that is the Loggia di Lanzi, right? The Loggia or is it Loggia di Lanzi? That loggia, which is kind of like a front porch. See how it looks like a very grand porch. Well, in some manor houses, they have a loggia, and that is kind of like a very broad, large balcony, if you will, but it's set inside of the building. You know what I mean? It's got the overhang of the actual building, so it's not really a balcony, but it's under the roof of the building. And so this, which makes up the gateway to the Uffizi Gallery, um, can you believe I went to this place that has been around for centuries and is still there? Now, the only thing that's very different about it is that they have those metal rods that are there in case of earthquake. But essentially, it looks just like it did back in 14, 15, and such a teen. And look at this old painting right here. Look all the way in the background, and you can see those same three arches as it appears in modern day Florence, this photo, and then ancient Florence. Isn't that amazing? That was like 1490 something. And if you take a look right here, this is in the center of that painting. If you look at the very bottom center of the painting, there is a child. Now, some historians believe that that is Alessandro de' Medici, the Duke of Florence, the very first Duke of Florence, the Black Prince, the first confirmed ruler of African descent of a European nation, of a white European nation. So, of course, we had the Moors in Spain, but in what was modern Italy at the time, this child whose mother was an African slave and his father, possibly Pope Clement, um, has been depicted in this painting. And when I read about Alessandro de' Medici, who is considered to be the first patron of the Italian Renaissance in some cases, but at least the Renaissance as it was in Florence, he was a patron of the arts. But he could have very well have walked through that loggia himself. Hello, Raffaella Bertoni. Have you ever been to this place? So anyway, that beautiful place right there, I cannot believe I had actually been there before. Me. I mean, how in the world was I sitting inside of that ancient loggia? Now, this is like an outdoor art gallery. It was a way to exhibit art back in the 14th century. And even today, they still display art there. Amazing. And if you take a look here, this photo was taken between 1873 and 1884, I think it was. But anyway, there's that loggia, and also behind the loggia is the Uffizi Gallery. Amazing, isn't it? All of that is still there, just as it was 100, 200, 300, 400 years ago, and it's still there. Even that little building next door is still there. Let's see if it's in that painting. Okay, it's not in the painting there, but 150 years ago, there it is right there. Amazing. By the way, I'm going to finish up with this. So if you all need to go, I am pretty much done. Also, take a look. There it is on the right side of that painting. See the 3 arches? And then you see that there's a wooden plank, well, wooden pier that goes out into the middle of the plaza. That's where they used to do executions. They would have public executions there. That is a fire. They would burn people alive there, but there's a fire there in the center. How about that? How about that? I cannot believe that I didn't know that this was, and I'm looking, I'm like, I know that place. So yeah, that loja, I actually sat inside of that one time. The Loja de Lanzi. Okay, so with that, you all, I am done. I will see you all tomorrow. That's where Kate got her clothes from. All right, you see our queens, it's time to go. Thank you to the Mod Squad. Thank you for keeping this a safe space. And our last word for the day, and as Robert Blake would say on Beretta, Robert Blake, remember him? He say, and you could take that to the bank. Just remember, the devil wouldn't be attacking you so hard if there wasn't something valuable inside of you. Thieves don't break into empty houses. And then it says, read that again. Okay. The devil wouldn't be attacking you so hard if there wasn't something valuable inside of you. Thieves don't break into empty houses. So remember that. If you feel like you're under attack, that's because there is something incredibly valuable inside of you. And they just don't want people to know it. So that applies to a lot of people, obviously, where you feel like you're under attack, that there seemed to be something or somebody out to get you or working against you or putting a stank eye on you. That's because of how amazing you are. Don't let them get the better of you. Don't let them create doubt in your world. Don't doubt yourself. Remain empowered and capable as you've always been. That's very important. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say goodnight and love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. We are going to close with Madam Duchess.